I stayed out of policy discussions and current events, like a typical professor. I did my
Mhm.
mathematical modeling, don't care about anything else. Five people read my stuff. That was it, right? And when 2014 happened, I wrote a few pieces, basically trying to understand from what I understand about international relations and what I understand about the region, how it's going to play out. And I literally, like, said, okay, Crimea is gone. The Russians will destabilize Donbass, Eastern Ukraine. This was basically, I wrote this in February. It's on my website because nobody would touch it. I said, this is what they're going to do. They're going to try to detach it. They're going to create a frozen conflict. They will think the Ukrainians will cave in. I don't think the Ukrainians will cave in, given what I remember from being in Ukraine myself,
Mhm.
which will eventually prompt a Russian invasion, and they will try to dismember the country. I literally, that was the outline that I gave in 2014 in March, before the Donbass had even actually blown up. And I said, we only have several. The only way to prevent this hope of preventing it, is immediate Western troops in Eastern Ukraine to kind of hope to deter the Russians. And I said, nobody's going to do this. Even the Ukrainians are not going to invite us to do this. So that's out the window. So what is the next option? Well, the next option is to tell the Ukrainians, guys, you're on your own. Figure it out with Moscow, because otherwise you'll be fighting.
Yeah.
And my wrong prediction then, I'm very happy that I was wrong about this. I said, when the Ukrainians will fight, we'll abandon, just like we've abandoned everybody else when it came to the Russians.
Yeah, well, that looked like what we're gonna do. That's why the "I need ammunition, not a ride" quote came out
Yes,
because
initially that was
we
the impact there. And the only thing that turned the war was the Ukrainians stopping the Russians themselves. That's what turned it. That's when the West said, oh, okay, maybe it would actually help. And so when I wrote this and I sent a bunch of this, all the things came back to me. It's like, we can't publish this. It's too provocative. And I'm like, I don't understand. I mean, this analysis, I disagree with the analysis if you want, but they refuse. So I put it on my website, and I published it on a couple of academic blogs at the time.
yeah.
It elicited some academic responses, but basically sank without a trace. And from that point on, I kind of started following it more closely. And of course, when the invasion came, I'm like, okay, well, I mean, hate to say this, but told you so. That was exactly how it's going to play out. And then I got more involved. And so I've actually shifted quite a bit of my time and resources into following the war and doing
Mhm.
public speaking on this, obviously interacting with the Ukrainians as much as I can and helping out a little bit as a professor can. I mean, I teach economic policy analysis. I don't really teach them how to fight a war.
Yeah.
They know better. So that's kind of the backstory to this.
Yeah.
There's an emotional angle to this, plus kind of a frustrated academics. Like, God damn it! One time I tried to say something and
Yeah.
everybody ignored me.
I understand. I was gonna say, you got 5 people to read your work. How do you do that?
Yeah. Well, the other five formal theorists in international relations, so we know each other's work a lot.
I understand. I'll let you go because we're now at an hour, an hour 15, hour 20 almost. So